everyone, it's Mrs. Dornberg, and today we're talking corn, specifically how to choose a good ear and a quick way to cook it. So in choosing a good ear of corn, first of all we want to look at color. The husk should be a bright green color, not brown and dried out. The top should be tightly closed. The silk should feel just that, silky. Should be a little bit moist, but not too wet and definitely not moldy. This drier brown spot on the end is just from the sun, and that's perfectly okay. It's also good if we have a little bit of the stem here on the bottom. Again, that keeps everything tightly closed. As soon as a corn cob is picked from the stalk, it starts converting sugar to starch. You want to eat it when it's sugary, not starchy. So you want to eat it as soon as possible after it's picked, but if you can't do it immediately, then you want to protect it from converting to that starch. One way is to keep it totally closed. The other way is to keep it in a cool spot like your refrigerator. New hybrids will last about 4 to 5 days in your refrigerator and still retain that sweetness. A lot of people, when they're choosing an ear of corn, start immediately peeling down the top. You want to refrain from doing that because it will dry out the cob and make it dry, and then it will increase that conversion to starch. Most of the time people are looking to see if it's all the way filled out. You can do that by feeling. You can feel where the kernels are so you can see if it's filled out. The other thing people are looking for are those little bugs. Believe it or not, those bugs are actually good. Those little corn worms like sweet. So if there's a corn worm, it's usually a very sweet ear of corn. And most of the time it's just at the tip and you can cut that off. If it isn't, usually corn isn't that expensive. Just buy an extra ear or two so you can, if one does go bad, you can just kind of toss that. So after you have your ear of corn, how are we going to cook it without having to boil a lot of water, making a big mess, and losing a lot of the nutrients? First off, we want to find out with our fingers where that last row of kernels is. So you can see this is the stalk, and then we start the round part of the corn. So about right here is where we start the kernels. We're going to take our knife and we're going to cut that off. And you can see we have a ring and we can see all those kernels. If you can't see all those kernels, make another cut because you didn't cut up far enough. Then take this, you don't have to do anything with it, put it in your microwave anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. And if you're going to put more than one ear, just add an extra minute. Then it's going to come out, it's going to be very hot. So you may let it set about 30 seconds to a minute. And then you're going to take the silk side, you're going to put that in your hand, and like a push-up, remember those push-ups when we were kids? We're going to push up the corn out of the husk and the silks, and we're going to push it up. And then now we have our perfectly cooked ear of corn, and all the silk and the husk is here. So please try this. Let us know how it turns out for you, and happy corn season. Until next time, this is Mrs. Dornberg.